that pack, then let run it back. Let's run up them racks. Had to fall back for a second, I nigga coming back. Put 3 man phone on the map. You a op nigga gonna take you a nap.
People, what up, what up, what up? I said, you know what, man, I got to, you hear me? And I ain't gonna lie, y'all know one thing I told y'all, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, you hear me? So, you know, right now, my page ain't even monetized or nothing like that, you hear me? Now, at first, I was like, man, I'm gonna stop dropping stories like that, you dig, until my page get monetized and all that. But then I said, man, nah, I can't do that. I can't do it, you hear me? Like, and why I can't do it is for the people that really be rocking with me, you know what I'm saying? The people that really, every video, dropping the comments, like and all that, you know what I'm saying? I can't do that, you dig? But what I am gonna do is, until my page do get monetized, I ain't gonna like drop them exclusive stories, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, once my page get monetized, or once like people really donate and stuff like that or something like that, and then that's when I'm gonna start telling them like real exclusive stories, them stories where I might be taking a risk, you know what I'm saying? I might be taking a chance, you dig? I could possibly probably get somebody in trouble type stories and all that type of shit, you know what I mean? Like, and when I do start telling those stories, believe me, I'm gonna do my best to word it in the best possible way where I can make sure that, you know, nobody have to suffer no consequences, you dig? Like, cause that's not what my goal is. I'm not aiming to put nobody behind bars. I'm not aiming to upset nobody where people, you know, bringing up stuff where people remember things and won't harm nobody or none of that. I'm just, like I said from the beginning, I'm trying to tell these stories and different events to let y'all kind of understand the person who I am. Like, you know what I'm saying? Who I'm really is, who I'm is, you know what I'm saying? And what made me be the type of person I am, you dig? That's what I tell these stories for. And I also tell these stories for other people that may have, what I want to say, I tell these stories for people that's probably walking in that light, you know what I'm saying? Well, I should say walking in the darkness, you dig? Because I was in a dark place then, you dig? So I tell these stories for people that's also in the darkness, to hear how I witnessed and had to go through pain. I had to go through sad days, mad days, losses, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always say, when I'm telling these stories, and I'm telling certain stories, I'm like, I hope nobody ever take it for like I'm bragging or I'm trying to glorify any of this. Because if anybody listening that got 2 ears and got common sense, if you think me talking about me losing my partner or going to jail and stuff like that is glorifying, or you find that's something good, then man, your brain twisted. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll never hear me say, yeah, man, because when I lost my partner, man, I was just so happy. And no, oh man, when I was in jail, man, I was just living it up. I was happy. No, man, no, you did. And which made me think about, because I don't think I ever touched on this when I was locked up. Experience I had. It was a life-changing experience, but that's not what I'm about to talk about right now. But I just wanted to say that because it was on my mind. Right now, I'm about to talk about my deaf brother, because I told y'all I was gonna talk about that. Like I said, all these things that I'm talking about is things that shaped me to be who I am. You know what I'm saying? Because I always have been the type of person that I learn from experiences. I learn from my mistakes and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll say that I never you know, I say that nothing that happened in my life happened in vain. Like, you know what I'm saying? When stuff happened, I paid attention to it. I assessed what happened, and I learned from it. I took what I could take from it, and I learned from it, and it helped me to move in a different way or act a certain way. And you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of stuff humbled me, a lot of stuff made me think, and you know, it's just, like I said, that's what these stories are for, okay? So, let me tell you all about my deaf brother now, right? Now, all together, my daddy got 4 sons, right? He got me, I'm the baby. He got my other brother, you hear me? I always tell y'all I ain't gonna say his name, because he asked me not to, you know, put him in these videos, and I respect his wishes, you dig? And I respect his reasons, you dig? My brother Charles and my brother Mike. Now, Charles is the oldest, but my brother Mike is the deaf one. Now, all us got the same daddy, but we got different mamas. But my brother Charles and Mike, they share the same mother, okay? Now, tonight, I'm talking about my brother Mike. You hear me? My brother Michael. Now, my brother Michael, he is deaf. He's hearing impaired. If anybody, I don't know how you don't know what deaf means, but if you didn't know what deaf means, he's hearing impaired. He can't hear, and he also can't talk. Because sometimes they do have people that can't hear, but they still can talk. But a lot of times, some people are deaf, and they're also like a mute. They can't talk. Like, he can't really talk. He like that. And I'm not trying to be funny or nothing, because like, that's my brother. And even though, like, when I was younger, at a younger age and first meeting my brother, like, I did used to kind of snicker, kind of laugh, because, you know, I was childish, I was immature, so I would laugh, like, I almost want to say, like, I would look at him like he was a retard or something. God forgive me, but that's really, like, you know, when I was childish, I was immature. But my brother Mike, he was, like, even though he was hearing impaired, he had that handicap, he still was what, he was a child that a mother and a father would dream of. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was good grades in school, went to college, finished college, got a job at the Avondale shipping yard. You know what I'm saying? He was very successful, big house in Texas, all this stuff, you hear me? Got married, all that, you know what I'm saying? He was, like I said, he was a child that grew up to be a man that made his parents proud of him, right? And all of us, from me, my other brother, and Charles, we all went left. We all was in the streets, did time in prison, and you know what I'm saying? We was the knuckleheads, you remember, of all my daddy's sons, you did? We was the knuckleheads. But Michael, like I said, even though he was hearing impaired, he was the one that went down the right path and was making all the right choices, right? Now, what made him do this damn turnaround, I can't tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you hear people say it be an influence and stuff like that, because, like, even though he was the best child, he grew up in the house with my oldest brother Charles. And like I said, my oldest brother Charles, he, like I said, growing up, he was growing up a knucklehead. My daddy, their relationship was, fuck, I ain't gotta sugarcoat it, man. It was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no other way to put it. Like, the relationship my daddy and my brother Charles had, no father and son should have that type of relationship. You know what I'm saying? They did drugs together. They was doing hustles together, like, you know what I'm saying, all kind of different shit. Like they was basically like friends or some shit, partners. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about he done hard drugs with my brother and shit. And it's like no way that should ever happen where, you know what I'm saying, they was sharing these same drugs together. Like my daddy should have been a father and tell no son, you know, but he did the drugs with him. He would go get drugs from my daddy would get drugs with him, and they would do them together and all this. And that's why sometimes, like today, I'll get upset with my daddy when he'll talk shit about my oldest brother. Like, man, like how you even fix your mouth to talk shit about the man, and you the one, you know what I'm saying, got him on that path. Even though everybody responsible for their own path, but it's still like, as y'all was doing that, you never corrected him. You know what I'm saying? You never stopped to say, man, look, what I'm doing is wrong, and I'm showing you wrong, and try to help the man enough. You know what I'm saying? But you talk shit about him. But anyway, like I said, so right now this ain't what this about. This is about my brother Mike. Hearing impaired, went to college, did that school of the deaf stuff, and learned the braille, learned the sign language, all that. And I can remember growing up and going visit my brother and spend time with him and stuff. He had this thing, and it was real neat to me. It was cool, like because my brother Charles was locked up at the time, and I remember me being over there by his mama house. They stayed in the 9th ward. Like that fucking street, Chickasaw, some shit like that. It was around the school. What is that damn school? Shit, school in the 9th ward right there, man. That's right up the street from the projects and all that. You know, Desire Floor, all that shit. It's right up the street from there. I don't know why I won't say Culver, but I think it is Culver. I forgot what the name of the school is, but that's not important. I'm just trying to let you know the area and the environment that they grew up in. And I remember this time when my brother was in jail, and he called for my brother Mike, and I was fucked up because I'm like, how is he gonna talk on the phone with him if he can't hear and he can't talk or whatever? But he had this little device, this little machine, and it's like, when my brother talk, his words are gonna be like written on the machine, and when my brother Michael wanna respond to him, he type what he's saying, and the machine gonna tell my brother what he's saying in a little like robot type voice or whatever the voice is, and that's how they communicated and stuff like that. And my brother Charles actually learned sign language and stuff, I guess from, like I said, they growing up, so he want to talk to his brother, so he learned sign language and stuff like that. Man, I wanted to learn and stuff, but I wasn't, around that much to, get into it like that. You did. But, and like I said, the reason why I never really spent time with my brother Mike like that, like we wasn't really close. Like we got love for each other, no doubt. Like when I come around, it's all love and whatever. But we never was really close like that. Now him and Charles were close because, like I said, they grew up in the same house, but we was never that close. All right, me and Charles close or whatever, because he was in the streets and I was in the streets. You dig? But I can remember a time when my brother Mike, he had graduated college and all that. He was having a job at Avondale or whatever, making good money and stuff. Moved to Texas and ended up getting married, right? Now, during his marriage, I don't know what happened. You dig? All I know is suddenly he was back down in New Orleans. You dig? My brother was selling weed. I think my brother Michael had lost his job some kind of weed, and he was trying to figure it out, he trying to maintain his life. His wife was unhappy now because he had lost his job, so he wasn't making the same money. And so he started to like my brother, he was a traveler, he get around, my brother Charles. And so he had got plugged in California and shit. Like we had some family out there, whatever. He got plugged in California. He was bringing pounds of the weed and shit back down here or whatever. I remember I had hooked up with him, and you know I had got some weed. I'll tell y'all about that another time, because that's not what this is about. But my brother Mike, he hooked up with him, and he was selling weed and all that type of shit like that. Like I said, he was trying to maintain the life, trying to get his life back on track. Like I said, his wife was unhappy and everything else, but it didn't work. Like I guess it didn't work how he planned or how he thought it would work. You know what I'm saying? Because he never was a hustler. He never was a street nigga, and nothing wrong with that. Like that was really great that he wasn't, but it's like it kind of affected him, because when he needed to be that hustler, he wasn't, because he never had that experience, right? So it didn't work out like that for him. And I remember he started drinking and shit like that. Cause I remember I'll be coming and they'll be fussing, and man, that shit, like, dog, I think back on that shit, man, that shit did used to be funny, bro. When they'll fuss and fight, cause he be, man, Mike, you tripping. You need to slow down. You need to listen, and doing all that shit. And Mike, you don't blame me, and all that shit like that. I be like, man, what the fuck is going on? This shit is crazy, you hear me? Like, I don't know if my brother Charles was really playing on him, cause he knew he didn't know no better, or if Mike just thought he was playing on him, you know, cause like, if you never was a hustler and you never played the streets, and you just jumping in, you would think a nigga playing on you. You know what I'm saying? Because if you only know the hustle aspect from watching movies and listening to songs, how they paint it is like you can make $1 million in a couple days or some shit, right? And like if they don't break it down to you, don't see the breakdown how you gotta hustle, grind, make a profit, put your profit up, spend the you know, get your re-up, hustle to do it all over again, put the profit up and keep stacking that money and keep stacking that money, and you know, until you come up. They don't show that process. So like I say, if you never been through it, you don't understand that. And that's what I really think was going on with him. And so he was going through some shit. He started getting drunk a lot and all that. They were fussing fights, so he was like, you gotta go, right? And so on the other end, his wife, his wife was deaf too, right? And I remember they was in a heated fuss. I'm talking about they was going at it, and it was the wildest shit. Like, I don't know if anybody that watched me ever experienced two deaf people fussing, but my God, it is the most craziest. It's crazy. If you ever seen it, you know what I'm talking about when I say it's crazy, because it's just these two people and all that shit, and I'm like, my fucking head went to hurting, because I'm like, dog, what the fuck is going on? And like, when a deaf person is really mad, it's like they let you know they mad because they be hitting their hand hard, like, and they, you know what I'm saying? When they did, and so I think from that conversation, she was like telling him that she like wanted a divorce or whatever, right? And so this is when his life spiraled out of control, right? Because I mean, I guess, you know, he really loved her. Like I said, he wasn't no street nigga, so he was a faithful man and all that shit like that. You know what I'm saying? He don't do I got all these different hoes and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So he really loved his wife, but his wife, like, she couldn't take it, and you know. And I mean, looking at that now, I'm like, damn, son, did she really love my brother? Cause fuck, if you really love a nigga, man, if he fall down, you supposed to, you know what I'm saying? If you really in love, you supposed to help the nigga get up, not just want jet, you dig? But she wanted jet, she wanted to get a divorce, and I don't think he knew how to handle that, you know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, he's getting intoxicated now, and like I said, that never was him. He did. So he drinking now. He started smoking the weed, and from what I was told, and I really always hoped that that wasn't true, but he was doing cocaine now, powder cocaine, assault, snorting cocaine. So he really, with these drugs all mixed in, the situation with life falling down on you, you know what I'm saying, life hitting you in the face like a ton of bricks, anybody could, you know, not be in their right mind. And he wasn't in his right state of mind this day. He went to his wife, I believe went to his wife's parents' house. If it wasn't his wife's parents' house, all I know, he went to a house where his wife was. And he kidnapped her at gunpoint. He kidnapped her and brought her across state lines, all this type of shit. He was like, he was gonna kill her if she didn't want to be with him and all this. And that's why I said I think it was the parents' house, because the parents was who called the police. And it was like nobody could really get to him and try to talk sense into his head at this point, because like I said, he was deaf, and like I said, my daddy don't know sign language, I don't know sign language, Charles is the only one, and at this time they beefing, you know what I'm saying? So daddy trying to tell him, his mom trying to tell him, Charles, you gotta talk to him and all that. He, man, fuck that nigga, man, I told that stupid ass nigga and all this, man. Like, bro, this ain't the time, so you gotta help this nigga fucking up, son. This, like, this serious, a kidnapping charge at gunpoint, and you know, threatening to kill a girl and all this, man. What if he really flat? Like, this ain't the time to be on that, man. It's your brother, it's your blood brother, son. Same mama, same daddy type. Like, brother, you gotta help him. But he's stubborn just like my daddy. So he like, man, fuck that. He ain't want to help me. He ain't want to reach out, you know. So no one was able to ever talk sense into his head during this situation. And the police got involved, and I don't know exactly how they tracked them down, but they tracked them down. They, you know, I mean, ain't no other word for it. They rescued his wife. They rescued her, brought her back to her parents, and they arrested him. And now he had kidnapping charge, I know aggravated battery, because I think he had to beat on the girl or whatever. The gun charge, I can't remember what kind it was. I don't know if it was possession of a firearm or whatever. It was some kind of charge with a gun. The crossing state lines and all that type of shit. Like damn near like a trafficking charge, trafficking a human or something like that. He had all kind of charges. I'm talking about, he was looking at a lot of fucking time, son, like a lot of fucking time. And it was so crazy because nobody ever expected that from him. You know what I'm saying? Nobody. It's like, damn. I'm talking about me and Charles and all of us was talking about it like, dog, out of all my daddy's sons, dog, this nigga was the best one. You would expect one of us to crash out and being caught a kidnapping charge and all that shit like that. Like, man, nigga ain't never caught no charges like that, son. And this nigga was the college graduate, successful nigga and all this shit. Got a house and all that. And now he on kidnapping charges and all this shit. And I remember his bond was so high, son. Like, his bond was so high. And nobody could touch it, son. So he sat in that motherfucker. And it was like, dog, it was like an urgency. Like, man, we got to get him out of there. Because, like, not saying he ain't no hope. Like, he ain't weak. But he is not familiar with these type of circumstances. So it's like we gotta get him out of there and shit. And I remember my dad, he was like, he was going through it. He was starting to drink heavy because he was like, he ain't know, like y'all know the feeling of when you want to help somebody but you helpless. Like, I don't know if anybody know how that feel, but I didn't felt like that before. Wanting to help somebody, but it's like you can't, and you just helpless, and it like it fucks with you, you know. So it fucked it with him because he wanted to be there for his son, because it was like all through his life of growing up he wasn't there, you know what I'm saying? Like, he'll come through and holler and stuff, but he was never there as a dad. He was on them drugs real hard with them. Like, he was still on drugs when he was raising me, but he was really on drugs hard as he was raising them, so he wasn't really there as a father. So it really hurt him that now at the time, you know, that his son really need him, because like I said, he was the epitome of a great child. You know what I'm saying? And it's like now that your child needs you the most, you can't even be there for him. So it really fucked him up. And like I said, nobody ever expected that, bro. That this dude would go from college graduate, I'm talking about with all kind of like bachelor, all the type of degrees. He did it all, bro. Was that computer? Avondale shipping, like he was a big dog. I forgot what position, but he was like a big dog nigga, working at computer and shit, getting paid top dollars, bro. And did all that, and then his whole life changed after he caught these charges. You know, he ended up not having to do jail time, going to prison, but he was on probation or whatever like that. But it fucked his life up, and he has never been the same since. You know what I'm saying? Like, at this time and day, I don't know how his status is, because I haven't talked to him in over like probably 6 or 7 years now, you know. But I hope he is doing good. I hope he turned it all around and got back on his feet, man. Cause like I said, I was hurting for him, bro. Cause I never saw my brother like this, man. Like I said, we wasn't the closest, but I knew that wasn't for him, son. So. Like I said, man, I hope he is doing better or whatever, man. But y'all remember out there, man, listen, everybody in life is going through something, or they went through something. You know what I'm saying? So you never want to be the person that judge people too quickly or be hard on people and stuff, because you never know what people going through or went through and stuff like that, man. Especially with your family, bro. If you got family and they fucking up, or they doing crazy crash dummy shit, man, try to help them. That's like the best you can do, son. Like, at least just try to help them. And if they don't accept your help or want your help, then listen, at least you did your part and you tried to help, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying risk your life and throw your life away from, but just try to help. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, I think if my brother would at least try to talk to him before all the police and stuff got involved, that situation could have turned out way better. But he was in his stubborn ways and his feelings and didn't even try to help his brother. You know what I'm saying? So don't hold grudges. Don't be always want to be mad and hold on to things. Like, sometimes it's a time when you just gotta say, let me put that to the side. I know we having our differences right now, but you know, sometimes the situation be bigger than that, man. So people, learn how to put your feelings to the side sometimes and do what you know right. You know what I'm saying? Do what you know right, man. And I'm out, man. Call me.